Hey, this is Don, and in this video, I want to discuss with you some common mistakes that can show up in rent-to-own agreements. In this guide, I don't want you to be taken advantage of, and I want you to avoid costly pitfalls before you sign. So, rent-to-own agreements offer a path of home ownership, but they come with unique risks, and understanding these common mistakes can save you thousands and protect your investment. Now, let's talk about what a rent-to-own agreement is. It lets a tenant rent a home with an option to purchase it later, often with a portion of rent credited toward the eventual purchase price. Now, who is it for? Buyers with credit challenges or limited upfront cash. But here's the catch. Unique risks and contractual complexities can demand close attention. While these agreements can provide opportunities, it's essential to understand both the benefits and the risks before committing to any contract. Not protecting your financial interests. Now, one of the most dangerous mistakes is entering a rent-to-own agreement without proper professional guidance and legal protection. No professionals involved. That can be a problem. Most deals happen without real estate agents or lenders or a skilled investor, leaving buyers exposed to one-sided terms. Skipping legal review. Many buyers forego hiring a real estate attorney, missing hidden fees, unclear terms, or unfair clauses that can cause major financial losses. Now here's the fix. Always get qualified legal advice before signing any rent-to-own contract. No exceptions. Here's another common mistake. Overpaying due to desperation. Limited rent-to-own inventory creates pressure. Buyers may feel forced to accept whatever is available, even at inflated prices. Now here's a real example. Sellers are asking 25% or more above neighborhood market value, and desperate buyers accept it. Usually in a rent-to-own, the houses that I leased out, the average price increase is usually between 5 and 10%. Desperation also leads to skipping inspections and ignoring contract red flags. Stay calm, research comparable prices, and negotiate firmly on price and terms. Ignoring contract details that lead to eviction. Payment terms in rent-to-own contracts are often far stricter than traditional rental agreements, with severe consequences for any violations. First, what if you have a single missed payment? Many rent-to-own contracts allow eviction for just one missed payment, with no grace period and no chance to catch up. What about total loss of investment? Unlike traditional mortgages, eviction here means losing all money invested, your option fees, rent credits, and improvements. Here's what you can do. Read every clause on payment deadlines and eviction triggers before signing. Understand your rights completely. Overlooking property condition and repair responsibilities. Now, some contracts shift all repair costs to the tenant, even for defects that existed before move-in. Sellers may also conceal poor conditions or pending foreclosures. The houses, again, that I rent out, you usually have a 30-day get acquainted with the property where you're not responsible for really what needs to be fixed or repaired. Generally speaking, the minor maintenance and repairs you'd be responsible for, but not the major systems or the structure itself. Now, hidden defects, undisclosed issues can cost thousands after move-in. Foreclosure risk. If the seller loses the home, you lose your investment. That's why in that particular case, you want to put a cloud on the title, which will protect your investment against the seller either getting a new loan or foreclosure happening without you being notified. Now here's the fix. Insist on professional inspections and clear repair clauses. Misunderstanding the final purchase obligation. Most rent-to-own agreements require a large balloon payment at the end of the lease period to complete the purchase. This is often misunderstood or forgotten entirely. You can't walk away free. Failing to pay the final amount of triggers eviction and forfeiture of all prior payments made. Now, in this particular case, all contracts are not necessarily written this way. Mine were never written this way, but you need to be very careful to make sure that the final amount doesn't trigger eviction if you don't pay it. This is something to be very careful with when you inspect the contract. Plan ahead. Clarify the exact balloon amount early and secure financing well before the lease ends. Generally speaking, here, when the lease ends, you would be required to go for your financing and to get a loan on the property so you can own the house. However, if you're not ready yet, you can ask for an extension for a certain number of months to be put in the contract. Legal pitfalls to watch for. Questionable ownership. Sellers may not be the legal owners or may carry unpaid taxes and mortgages, putting the entire deal at foreclosure risk. Vague contract language. Agreements often lack clear property descriptions and payment terms, leaving room for disputes or manipulation. And non-refundable option fees. Option fees of usually 2 to 7% of home value are typically non-refundable, lost entirely if the deal falls through. Always conduct thorough due diligence and have an attorney review all legal aspects of your signing. How to avoid these mistakes? All right, the first point is hire a real estate attorney to review the contract. Get a home inspection if possible. Identify major defects early. Negotiate the terms. Clarify the price, timetable, and any contingencies. Budget fully. Include rent, fees, repairs, and taxes. And know your eviction rights. Understand protections and procedures. Following these steps, these 5 steps, before signing any rent-to-own contract, significantly reduces your financial and legal exposure and positions you for a successful path to home ownership. So, in conclusion, protect yourself to make rent-to-own work for you. Rent-to-own can be a legitimate path to home ownership, but only when you enter the process informed, protected, and prepared. Educate yourself. Understand every term, fee, and obligation before committing. Remember to seek expert help. A real estate attorney is your most valuable investment in this process. Scrutinize everything. Your future home and financial security depends on the details. So you're ready to take the next step? Consult a qualified real estate attorney before signing any rent-to-own agreement. Now, if you are interested in further information about rent-to-own, look down in the description section below. and you'll see a link to click for my free Quick Start Lease Purchase Checklist. That'll help you to get started. Now, thanks for watching.